mess out of things. I don't think we can make it when we've both been forsaken, you and the world. You tore it all down just to build it up. Now I'm stuck here with my heart racing. I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't think we can make it when we've both been forsaken, you and the world. You tore it all down just to build it up. Now I'm stuck here with my heart racing. I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't think we can make it when we've both been forsaken, you and the world. This don't feel like a home. Oh, and it's not with you. I lose my point of view. I can't see down this road of what you put me through. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. If I should run from you, I don't know what to do. Tell me if you love me so. Oh, how I long for you. I don't know what to do. I'm haunted by you. You're pulling the strings. You made a mess out of things. I don't think we can make it when we've both been forsaken, you and the world. You tore it all down just to build it up. Now I'm stuck here with my heart racing. I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't think we can make it when we've both been forsaken, you and the world. You tore it all down just to build it up.
You're tuned in to Grown Folks Production
In the mix.
with the commish, Nate.
All right, welcome in, man. We're getting started here tonight. Thank you for tuning in. As you can hear, I am still battling this sickness, and I'm flying solo tonight, but it's okay. We're kicking off 116. There's a lot of energy, questionable energy in some ways. It's been a sort of a low-key start to Madden 26. I guess the same can be said about Madden or college football 26 as well. Let me check my mic. I want to check something really fast, and then we're going to get going here, and we're going to have a really great show. Appreciate everybody for tuning in here tonight. We're going to do something a little different. Let's get over here and show you exactly what we're going to do. Where are we going? Where we going, Nate? We're going over here. We're going over here. This was a new website that I found. We got a couple of games that are going live right now, and I thought this would be a really great way to do the show tonight, especially with me flying solo. It'd be fun to watch some of these. We got some close games down in Atlanta. Atlanta 10, Tampa Bay 7. Over in Indianapolis, we got them with a 10-3 lead over the Dolphins, and the Bengals have a 20-7 lead over the Browns. Some big plays happening in those games. It was really fun to sort of tune in and watch those as we were getting ready to fire up here tonight. And yeah, this will be fun. We'll do this as we watch some of these games here tonight. It should be a whole lot of fun to be able to watch this and excuse me, see exactly how they play out. All right, I'm going to give this a little bit more juice here tonight, especially with me being sick. That should help the situation. All right, there we go. I think we got everything right where we want it, and we're going to get back over here. Tonight's going to be a prediction show, and again, I thought this would be fun to be able to have this up while we're doing our prediction show with me flying solo. We can watch a couple of these games. Looks like the Bengals are driving here on the Browns, already up 20-17. Well, giving up a big sack there. Atlanta looks like maybe they just punted the ball back to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, I've seen them hit Palmer for a big touchdown. And then in the Colts game, this is Randy's stream. He was driving. He was inside the 5, throws a pick in the end zone to the Miami Dolphins. So that's a really, really close game. And what we're going to do is we're going to jump back and forth between this, and then we're also going to come over to this screen and we'll do our predictions. So we're just going to jump back and forth here. We're going to have some fun and go through this together. It should be a whole lot of fun to be able to watch some of these games live here. If you're not using this, it is blasted in the chat. I think this is going to be our fun way to sort of red zone channel some games of the week from time to time. Something I'm going to try to give a little bit more effort into this year. The Falcons trying to get some little play action there from Penix. He's got a big play down the middle. It's going to be caught. It looks like maybe his tight end. It's a little hard to see. It's T-tiny for me. You guys can probably see this way better than I can. Looks like the Colts are trying to play some defense to keep Miami out of it. And then the Bengals and the Browns, two buddies, flipping teams again, and they're going at it in a really, really great game. We just kicked off a couple of hours ago. These are some of the first games. There might even be some other games going. I can go check the Discord and see if there's any other games going. What up, Daniel? What up, Birdman? Hope everybody's doing good. I'll be happy whenever I can kick this sickness. It's kicking my butt right now, so we're going to try to do our best to battle through, to push through. It does look like Jay Glaze is playing, so it looks like see if I can get this in here. Is it going to let me do this? Copy link. Looks like Byron and Jay Glaze are kicking off. So let me see. This might melt things down. Please excuse me if it does melt things down. What up, Randy? But I want to see if I can get this thing updated really quick. Can we add a channel here? I don't know if we're going to be able to add a channel. Looks like Atlanta is starting to drive. Ah, man. Let me see if I can get this really quick. I'm trying not to take too long here. Add this one. Nope. Yeah, I'm trying to add these. I did these on my laptop. So I don't have all these copied already. I'm trying to get them added really fast. I know this isn't good stream television, but it is what it is, right? The guys all were busy tonight, and so I'm going to be flying solo. They're going to have to give their predictions in their own way. Maybe that's a good way to get them to write some articles or something. Let's see. Let's see if this is going to work. Nice, that worked. A lot of these games are coming to a close, so we don't have much longer to watch some of these games. Let me get over here. Let me change this out. There we go. We got 4 games up and rolling. Yeah, you guys can't hear me. Just want to make sure. I kind of freaked out there for a second. Need a 4th game on the screen. I'm going to need a beer and some wings. Absolutely. What up, Jordan? Absolutely. Go Tigers. It's the first time in a couple years since we've been able to celebrate. Wow, Tennessee already up 21-0 against Denver. Wowie. Byron, he's back. I did not expect that score. I almost picked Byron in our pick'em, but that's a bit of a shocker. Looks like the Browns are driving. Oh, did he catch that? Oh, he's saying he caught that. Browns getting that one down to the red zone. They're going to be inside, looks like the 5-yard line. Bunch of games going on. All right, let me get over here to my Madden screen. You guys don't need to see this. We can watch games together. I'm going to be bouncing between both of these, and we're going to talk about some of our predictions. So let's just roll right into it. The first opening thing we were going to talk about is, like, what do we like? You guys have heard me a ton. I wanted to talk about the preseason. What did the guys like? What did they feel like coming out of the preseason? You've all sort of heard what I think a lot. I've done a ton of streams I really like the way the game is playing right now. I was I don't know how I want to say that. I think the summer was so unplugged for a lot of people. They needed that busy family, other things in their life. Like, there's no judgment in that statement. It's like people needed to unplug, and we had such a long break, which is why I hate taking long breaks. That people didn't realize that even though I had announced it and tried my best to communicate that rules had changed, and so I had some board members sort of taken back, a couple this week, of like, hey, where's this rule? Hey, where's that rule? And so I never got feedback about rules. I never got feedback about XP or any of that stuff. And I've tested all that stuff to the ends of the earth. So at the end of the day, these are the rules we're rolling with for the first 4 weeks. I will get feedback. We'll see. The biggest one we're worried about is the 3 wide rule. We'll see what people think. We'll see if people abuse it or not. Hopefully they don't. And we can have least amount of rules. I think with giving you back run commit, with the way the game defends these things, it is easier to stop. It is not as free of a gimme. Sorry. And it opens up a lot more strategy. I would not be surprised if we add that rule back. We will see. TBD on that rule. Outside of that, everything else feels really, really good. Going to keep an eye on the speed disparity. We're going to keep an eye on some of the pass block things. I want to make sure that we have a nice balance. But late in the preseason, it felt really, really good. We have to see exactly how it feels. Was that a pick there from Miami? So Miami ties the ball game up and then gets an interception. And now it looks like the Bengals, with a nice little move from Chase, a spin move to get him on down. Is that a tied ball game as well? No, 2017. So even though the Browns got it in close, I missed it. I was turned away here. The Bengals come up with a stop and then Chase with a big play. Atlanta's got a 13-7 lead there in Atlanta. It looks like the Bucs are trying to find some offense here. Kevin's big bugaboo, don't turn the ball over. All right, let's dive into our predictions. My predictions, not our, because they're mine, because nobody else is here. We're going to talk about the AFC North as we watch these games. Bengals Browns, whether it's the Bengals Browns game that we have here on the screen or whether it's the Falcons Bucks game that we have right below that, those are tough games to start a cycle off. It's brand new team, and you're starting out of the gate with a divisional game that feels like it counts as 2 games right out of the bucket. That's really, really tough. On the other hand, if you get that victory, it feels really good for your team. We get the Bengals, that's going to be coached by Coach Denbrew, the Browns by Little Koch, the Ravens by Nipples, and the Steelers are by Logan. I think I got that one right. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong there. But Logan taking over the Steelers. I think the Steelers are going to play really great defense. I worry about Logan being able to find enough offense to get that team going. That's going to be the big question for me. And it looks like Jay Glaze is really struggling here right out of the box. He and I played in our last preseason game. It was sort of the same way. So Jay Glaze needing to get a little bit more Madden under his belt before he can find his rhythm. He's got a very good team, though. He will get that rhythm figured out here pretty soon. But I like all 4 of these teams. This is a very interesting division now. It's been an interesting division for quite some time, but with Logan, who has been a sneaky, really good team builder. I apologize, guys. I'm fighting it over here. Denbrew getting back his favorite team. You can see there's something about Little Koch taking back over the Browns. He just plays really good over there. And so it looks like the Browns are carrying some of that momentum that he found with the Bengals late in season 115. He's carrying that right in here to season 116. Ooh, looks like Tampa Bay breaking off a big run with this quarterback sliding down, picking up a first down. A tie game over here in this this Dolphins and Colts game. Let me make sure this one's... Oh, I can't do that right now. Okay, we're just going to let it keep rolling. I don't think it's completely up to date. Anyway, I'm stringing this out. I like the Bengals to win this division, but Nipples is going to make him earn it. You always question Nipples' engagement. He was super engaged last Madden, so it feels like maybe I'll take this one off. I don't know. He is very good. He's got a very good team, and I think he's just going to continue to build on top of that. But you got Denbrew, who was solid all last Madden. I just forgot some way, somehow, nice little run there from Massimo, that the Bengals had, Denbrew as a coach had a great cycle overall with the Browns, built that team up, was in an AFC championship, I might have it wrong, but maybe an AFC bowl game. Like, he was rocking and rolling early in that cycle and sort of lost it somewhere in there a little bit, but still made, I think, the playoffs every single season. So I like the Bengals to win this division. Browns and Ravens are going to make him own it. Logan, the interesting wild card team for me. I want to see what happens with that team and see if he can build up that offense to give him something that's workable in Madden. Look at the AFC South. You got the Colts led by Randy, as we see here on the screen. The Jaguars led by Nysinger, who was in the chat a little while ago. I don't have the chat up right here in front of me, but he was in the chat. We got the Texans by Roger and the Titans by Byron. Titans, I was going to say, was a team that needed a lot of work. Byron took a whole cycle off. His team is probably one of the lower rated teams out of the box. And then I turned the stream on. He's up 21-0 here in the first half against a team that's been in a bowl game before. So Byron's showing that there's very little rust that needs to be knocked off, and he's already got that team going. The Jaguars are a team that I think have a lot of potential. He played me in the preseason and absolutely hammered me. He just had his way with me. I want to see what he can do week in and week out. That's what I'm looking for Coach Nysinger in the Jaguars is consistency. Roger and the Texans, we know that he can go on nice runs. This Madden, I think, will fit him really, really well, but work's really busy, and he's got some health things coming up. So I don't know if the health is going to give him more time to play and really get focused, or if the health is going to actually make him have to unplug for a little bit because he needs to worry about himself. And then the Colts and Coach Randy can run a bit hot and cold, right? And when he's hot, he is hot. He is really, really tough. But sometimes he'll get in these cold streaks and he sort of loses confidence in himself and his play calling. It's rarely the actual running of the ball or the actual playing of the defense. It's confidence and conviction in the play calling and trusting what his eyes see. I'm seeing this from a very far distance, but that's sort of the read that I got on it. I think this is the Jags' opportunity to make a run. The Titans and Texans, keep an eye on things. Let's see. The Colts, though, I think will win this division this year with those other teams pushing him in elements. But I really like Richardson and Madden. He's going to be just fine. He'll build him up just fine. I really like the run game, especially in this Madden. He'll be great. And the defense and that Colts defense and the way that Randy calls defense, I think they're going to be really, really good. So a lot like the North, I think the AFC South is going to belong to the Colts, but the other teams are going to give him a run. Taking a look at the AFC East, I think everybody is their own worst enemy. Sorry, guys. AFC East is the Bills with Coach Joker, the Dolphins with Coach Massimo. You see him on our screen here. The Jets with Coach Kobe. That one's really interesting, that move. And then my buddy Lost Sniper over with the Patriots. Another division where it's like, wow, toss it up in the air and figure it out. Joker has shown flashes, especially with the Cardinals. Out of everyone who's ever played in a division long-term with D-Money, Joker has been the guy that's complained the least. Those two don't like each other. Per se, you would say they may hate each other, but he never really complained about D-Money, and he just gave it his best week in and week out. Meek would be another guy. We'll talk about him and the Seahawks as we get over to the NFC a little later. Joker moving over to the Bills is an interesting team. I think a lot like when Coach Maniac owned them. He's got really nice tools in some areas, but he's lacking in some of the skill positions. Can he put it all together? His imports are going to help him in those areas. And Joker plays really great offense that can put up a lot of points, but inconsistent to say the least on defense. I want to be interesting to watch how he plays with the snow and with everything. We got a tied ball game up here, the Browns and the Bengals, and a 7-point lead here for the Dolphins. I think going into the third, they're running late into the third, I should say. And then we got a 10-13 game here in Atlanta. So some really good games kicking off season 116 here in the OMFL. I think any of these teams can win. Dolphins, they're proving it. They can hang with the big boys. Oh, we got a pick from the Browns in the end zone. He's going to bring that one out, setting the Browns up with the ball once again to make another drive. Massimo can be really, really good. He's got a very good quarterback that he's built up and bought over as an import. The Jets and Kobe, dynamic, especially when he was already in New York. He was in the first OMFL Bowl last Madden in Madden 25. He now goes back to a team that he had in the championship, AFC or bowl game like every year, it felt like. And then Lost Sniper, I think one of the sneaky underrated owners here in the OMFL. Is that game over up there with the Colts? It does. It looks like that game's over with the Colts, and the Dolphins sneak away with a 7-point victory. I thought that game was just moving into the fourth quarter. I was wrong. And the Dolphins with a big-time victory to open up week number 1. We still got the Falcons and Bucks, Browns and Bengals and Titans and Broncos going. Patriots and Lost Sniper, I don't know what to expect. I think this man will play well for him. He needs to establish the run game. He's got to find. I didn't look at his imports. I don't recall them. I don't think he bought his quarterback. Maybe he did because I don't remember him being a Hall of Fame guy. So maybe he's got the quarterback situation figured out there. Toss it up. I think any of these teams can win it. I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb, and I'm going to grab the Dolphins. I think that was really impressive with what we just watched. That is a very, very good team that will be in the running for multiple championships this Madden, and the Dolphins sneak away with the victory. But any of these teams, I think, can win it. Looking at the AFC West, we got the Broncos by Jay Glaze. He's playing the Titans right now. The Chargers with Coach Trey. The Chiefs with Coach Logan. Not Logan, sorry. Luca, but that's not. I'm all messed up because I know he's changed his name, but I've always known him as Coach Luca. So Coach Luca with the Chiefs, and then Jay Biles with the Raiders. Another weird division that one could argue the worst division in the AFC. Not a lot of change in this division. Trey stepping into this, I think, is going to look very similar to what the NFC was it North? Yeah, NFC North that he was in. It used to look like, where he really owned the NFC North. I think he could own this division. Jay Glaze kind of pooping himself. Nice little run. Looks like he's going to break it off there and get a touchdown to get on the board here the first time in season 116. So it's good to see him. Still got some fight in him. But Jay Glaze has ran hot and cold. Jay Biles with the Raiders has ran hot and cold. And Luca has ran hot and cold. So I think Trey is stepping in to a position where he could be the most consistent owner in this division. And I think the Chargers will win the division. He's got a team that's already pretty loaded, and he's stepping into a situation where a lot of owners are running hot and cold in this division. Let's move over to the NFC now and start looking at them. I am bouncing back and forth and checking out some of these comments in the chat. So leave me your comments about who you think win each of these divisions as we go through it. I'm going to have to get the guys to write an article. Haha, that's funny. Do something to let us know what their predictions would be. NFC North, you got the Bears and Coach Colin, the Lions and Coach Tim. I seen him in the chat. The Packers and Coach Priest and Big Hurt, and the Vikings. Another really consistently fun division from Madden 25. I think the Bears overall ran the division, but there were some times where the Lions were in the lead, some times where the Packers put it all together. The Vikings and Big Hurt, we've seen him win this division and go on runs. Another wide open division that I think will ultimately come down to quarterback play. And I do think the Bears in Madden are set up to win the quickest. I don't have everyone's imports, memorize. That's going to be an interesting play there from Penix and the Falcons. Of course, I couldn't see the play call, but hopefully that was a called quarterback run. If not, that would not be FPR and would not be allowed. But Penix showing that his feet are going to be a problem. The Lions are going to be really, really good with his imports. That team is just going to be superb. He's got playmakers everywhere. Priest and the Packers, we've seen him put it all together, and he goes on these nice runs. And then the Vikings and Big Hurt, another team that when he's able to focus on his team and feels like that life will give him a little bit more consistency, that, man, he can be very, very dangerous. Put names in the hat. Put your hand in there, draw out a chip, and see who wins. I'm going to call the Bears for 116. I think that they're going to be the more consistent team out of the box, but none of these teams would surprise me for them to go on a run and win this division. It's going to be a really, really fun division to be able to watch. Thanks, Birdman. It was a quarterback called run. You have to watch for that, right? You have to know that Penix and some of these other mobile quarterbacks are going to be a problem. And that's the reason that we sort of allowed some of these rules, because those guys should be able to take advantage of that and put pressure on the defense. The NFC South, my division, you got the Buccaneers and Coach Kevin. He's in a heck of a battle here, 20-10 against the Falcons on the road. He is trying to run this one out. I can't see it very good, but I think we're late in the fourth quarter, so time is running out. It looks like the Titans running away with one here. That run game for the Titans looks strong. And he's already up 21-7 and just broke another big one that's going to put him inside. It looks like the 3, maybe the 2-yard line. Bengals and Browns, they're tied up there in the fourth quarters at like 36 seconds left with the Browns. No, Bengals driving. Bengals are in white today. Falcons by Coach Cincy. Panthers with Coach Bird. Your 2-time back-to-back last champions in Madden 25. And then me and my Saints. I sort of toss it up. I think that if Kevin can tune down the interceptions, you can see it here. He's going for that big play. Kevin can't help himself but go for the big play. He has a big play offense. And a couple Maddens ago, that worked. You could just back it up and toss it up and go make a play. This Madden, it works better than last Madden, so I think it could lead to a couple more victories. But man, you just held Cincyburg to 20 points on the road. You got to find a bit more consistency with the quarterback play, with the wide receiver play, with the play calling. That's my worry for Kevin, is going to be the play calling. Because when he's hot, man, he's rolling. Cincyburg and the Falcons are going to be dangerous. We've seen what he did in the AFC consistently. I think he was in the last OMFL Bowl against Birdman. The Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah, Cincinnati Bengals just scored a touchdown. They're going to go up 26-0 against the Browns with just, I think, a couple seconds left. As that one's coming to a close. Since he's going to be a problem, Penix, I think, is going to fit his scheme well. He's got playmakers like Bijan and the tight end, whose name I'm forgetting tonight. Birdman, 2-time back-to-back, the last 2 champions in the OMFL for season, Madden 25, season 114 and season 115. Also a problem. The Bucks and Coach Kevin just threw a pick, and that one looks like it might be over. I think we're under 2 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter in that game. That's tough. Again, the turnovers are Coach Kevin's bugaboo, and he's a little impatient there in the pocket. I think this is all about the Panthers. My Saints, I do plan on not being good at all, not winning many games, being a top 5 pick. I'm just not investing my points into this team until I know what I'm working with. I feel like last Madden, I wasted too many points on players that only had for a season or 2. And I'm just not doing that. I've held on to all my platinum incentives. I'm going to start Shuck, but I don't know that I'm going to build him up. He's a 70 overall quarterback. Both my guys are 70 overall. So I think we're going to have to draft one, which means this is about building up the other young players that we're going to keep, dealing away, trading off some of the other pieces and gathering some pieces. So this is about Falcons, Panthers, Bucks fighting them, but we've seen it tonight. Continues to be a problem for the Bucks, just turning the ball over. Give me the Panthers to win this division. He knows his team. He knows how to play with them. He's been red hot. He's put in probably the most time than almost anyone this offseason. He's had so much time on his hands. He's helping Nicehunger build his team up. And that's Coach Bird. Just he's engaged and putting in the work and continuing to try and win championships here. But Coach Cincy will give him a run for his money. NFC East, Pitts, thank you. I don't have the chat up all the time because I'm trying to watch these games, but I am looking over there every time I go to a new division. So let me know who you think are going to win each of these divisions as we go through them. The NFC East, the Commanders and Coach, is this Logan? Did I get the Steelers wrong? No, this is Penguins. That's right. I got Logan right. Coach Penguins and the Commanders, Dwayne and the Cowboys, Twinkie and the Eagles, Bill and the Giants. boy, this is going to be another fun division. I think the Giants are going to scratch and claw their way to a handful of victories, but he's going to need some time to sort of build some of those young players. That defensive line is going to be a problem. Falcons coming away with a 20-10 victory at home against the Bucs. It's a tough loss for the Bucs. They had their opportunities. They just fell just a little bit short. We got a 27-7 victory right now for the Bengals over the Browns, but I think time is quickly going away in that game. It looks like we've just got seconds left in the fourth quarter, and then the Titans and the Broncos are just kind of getting into the second quarter here, so I think they still got a ways to go. Bill's going to need some time, but I think, as always, Bill competes, man, and Bill pretty consistently is an 8-10 win team. Twinkie's bringing over what potentially could be a Hall of Fame quarterback. The guy's 99 everything. He is spectacular, but can Twinkie, like a lot of us, can he put in the effort to be convicted about his play calling? Like, have confidence, gain confidence, and be convicted about the play calling. Still TBD in that one. And then you got Dwayne and the Cowboys, Mr. Consistency, year in, year out, cycle in, cycle out. Guys, just one of the top of the top. He just is. He's a great play caller, great team builder. He knows how to put it all together. Penguins and the Commanders are going to be the one that you got to keep an eye on. Now, I called this for Penguins and the Steelers, with the Broncos getting in for another touchdown. So the Broncos doing their best to fight in this one. They're going to make this a 28-14 score here in the first half. I was going to get off of this and just go back to the CFM, but it looks like Broncos trying to keep me in here, keep me watching, see what happens at the end of this Browns and Bengals game as well. I got to go Cowboys until proven otherwise. Eagles have an opportunity to surprise people, but he needs to stay consistent. Bill, I think, has the greatest chance to push Dwayne in this division, but Dwayne has won this division probably more than anyone has won any division. The guy's just outstanding, and I think he'll do it again this year. And then finally, the NFC West as we wrap things up here. NFC East, Randy says Cowboys. NFC South, Panthers. NFC North, Vikings. NFC West, Randy's calling the Rams. We got the Cardinals and Coach Maniac. We got the 49ers and Coach Crazy. We got the Rams and Coach D-Money. Sorry. And we got Meek and the Seahawks as the Bengals come away with a big-time victory against his buddy, 27-20 on the road in Cleveland. Another big-time win there, as 3 of our games have now come to a close, and we've got a 28-14 lead right now for the Tennessee Titans, who are just eating it up alive with this run game. Maniac and the Cardinals, I don't see this one. I don't know why you would leave the Bills. I tried my best to talk him out of it. He's moving into a division with some serious powerhouses, and he's already sort of put out with, I think, video games in general right now, but definitely put out with Madden 26. And so I just don't see how this team fits him. He's not trading Kyler Murray. I don't understand his team building. The Cardinals are the biggest like question mark for me about what the plan is in the long-term future there. The 49ers and Coach Crazy, that's an interesting one. Coach Crazy struggled with the Rams, thought about retirement because of his medical situation. Ended up just doing a flip-flop with D-Money. Anytime D-Money wants to do a flip-flop, you can know he's getting the better end of the stick. He's never going to give you a one-up. So you immediately should question when D-Money's reaching out to you about why. That is going to be the biggest, like, what? Because D-Money could continue to be very dominant with the 49ers. D-Money's now moving to the Rams. There's a quarterback situation there. Again, I don't have the imports memorized. Maybe he's bringing a quarterback over. That's an aging roster with some weird pieces. He's bringing over the fast cornerback. He's bringing over the fast wide receiver. I just don't... TBD. But what can't be argued is his ability to build teams and play call. The Seahawks are the Seahawks are the Seahawks. Coach Meek is going to be just fine. I'm going to call the Seahawks to win this division. Look for the Rams to push him. 49ers and Cardinals biggest, let's see. And it wouldn't shock me if either one of those guys made me eat my words. There's no judgment in these statements. I just giving you the best prediction that I could give you about what I think will happen with those teams and how that will kind of break out. And there are teams that I just don't know what the full plan is. Not that I need to. I just, on paper, it's hard to see what the exact plan is. It looks like we got Las Vegas and New England kicking off. So let me see. Let me see if I can do some changes, some switcheroo in here. Get our little red zone channel cleaned up just a little bit before we go turn our attention to the mailbox, which we do have a couple of questions here that we can answer. So if you're in the chat, give me your predictions. What do you see happening? I think it's going to be a really fun. You never know what the first season is going to look like, right? It's just it's always a big question of what are these teams going to look like, and who's going to come out on top of those. Is this going to be it? Yeah, okay, this is going to be it. So let's get this replaced. Got a couple new games up here now. Get this red zone channel cleaned up just a little bit. There we go. So you got the Patriots and the Raiders kicking off in New England, and then you got the Titans and Broncos. Broncos trying to make a game of this, but man, they got to figure out some defensive stops here. Are they already in the fourth? Am I seeing that correctly? My goodness, that game got away from me big time. What a catch. Did he haul that in? No, he didn't haul that in. I was going to say, what a catch if he hauled that in. All right, let's get over to the OMFL mailbag, and then I'm going to give my predictions for who I think would be in OMFL Bowl for season 116. It should be a really fun one. And again, I think the first season is always the biggest what if unknowns and who's going to come through. Randy says, AFC or NFC, who gets more OMFL Bowls this cycle? What a great question. AFC, NFC, the power shifts have made this questionable of like, how's this going to come through? Excuse me. Who is going to float to the tippy top? I'm going to continue to take the NFC for a couple of reasons. D-Wayne, D-Money, Meek, I know he hasn't won one. Bird, back-to-back championships. You got Penguins coming out over to the Commanders. I just like the consistency that we see here in the NFC. And even when surprise teams like the Bears show up or the Giants show up, they still end up winning the bowl that year. So until proven otherwise, I got to continue to stick with the NFC. I like the team ownership. I like the teams there just a little bit better. And I think my prediction, since we're on the subject, to win the whole thing in season 116 is going to be D-Wayne. I think the consistency of his run game is going to show up. The consistency of his play calling, this man is going to show up on defense. And then his ability to play middle linebacker, shoot the gap on you and shut your run game down, but also cover a lot of that middle of the field. He just really shuts down the middle of the field. You try to drag you, he's going to jump in. If you try to run a crosser or a slant, he's going to jump. Like, he's just so dynamic. He just takes away the middle of the field. I think anybody that takes away the middle of the field and has a consistent run game and doesn't make mistakes his own is going to be really successful the first season as we sort of figure out exactly how this game plays and what you need to do to build your team. My buddy Nice Hunger says, what's your sleeper team to make the playoffs the first season of Madden 26? Another really good question. There's a bunch of sleeper teams, and I think we could sit here and poke at a bunch of these teams. My gut kind of wants to say the Titans now, but I'm not going to sit on sort of, what was that called? Recency bias, and instead look at the teams in front of me. And I think the question would be, like, if the Lions made it, can you consider Tim and his Lions a sleeper? I don't think so. Vikings and Big Hurt, not a sleeper. Give me Massimo in the AFC. even though the Jags are the easy pick, I'm trying not to pick the easy pick. You could easily say Jags, though. I'm trying not to give you 50 teams on each side. I hate when we do that. Give me Massimo and the Dolphins. And then in the NFC, man, that's a tough one. There's so many really good teams over here. I want to say Tampa Bay. I really do. He's got to stop turning the ball over. He just can't continue to put the ball in harm's way. Give me Tim and the Lions. Again, it feels hard. Give me the Packers. I'm going to take the Packers and Coach Priest. I just don't feel like, Tim, you and your Lions are a sleeper. One of the better teams out of the box. You've been there before. Your import's going to make that team really, really good. I just don't consider that a sleeper. I think the Priest and the Packers would be a sleeper, though. Mr. Nice says, what game or games are you hoping to be able to watch from week one? Oh, I think I already watched a couple of these. These divisional matchups are so key. That Cincinnati and Cleveland game was a lot of fun to watch. I'm interested in Pittsburgh and the Jets. That's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Tampa Bay and Atlanta was fun to watch. Tennessee's making that Tennessee-Denver game fun to watch. Houston and the Rams. That's going to be a fun one to watch. Baltimore and Buffalo. Fun to watch. Giants, Commanders, fun to watch. The Raiders and the Patriots, we can see them on right now with a 7-7 tie. That's going to be a fun one to continue to watch. Detroit, Green Bay, how can that not be fun to watch? Those guys are always consistently in the draft show and talking some smack. And then Big Hurt and Colin, that's going to be fun to watch. I named a lot there, but I think those are all going to be really, really good. Yes, since that was a great win for you on the board and playing really great defense, and you got that quarterback already humming. Nice Hunger with his last question. What non-divisional owners are you most looking forward to playing the cycle? Ooh, good question. I wish the other guys were here to talk about theirs. I'll look at mine really quick, and let's go ahead and get you over here to it. Then we'll get back to these games. Non-divisional, I would say Maniac. I always enjoy playing Maniac. They're always really hard-fought battles. He usually has the upper hand on me. Meek pulls the best out of me. I feel like I match up pretty well against him, but he still always gets the upper hand. Joker and the Bills. It's going to be a ton of fun to play that one. I love this game. Bill here with the Giants, and then Lost and the Patriots. I like my schedule overall. Colin and the Bears, and this can be a lot of fun in those. I get to play Massimo and the Dolphins, Byron and the Titans, Kobe and the Jets. It's going to be a tough challenge to face up against. I think all my games are just going to be really difficult because I don't expect to be very good. What was that notification I just missed? Oh, I guess it must have been something else. I think those are all going to be really, really fun games. I think the owner list there overall is pretty fun, and I think that'll be a lot of fun just to be able to watch from an outsider's perspective if I can make them competitive. That's the big question with me. I don't know if I can make those competitive. I just don't. I don't know what to expect from my team. And these Titans and Byron are just absolutely rolling. What is the score now? Is that game over? I think that game's over now. I missed the final score. So we got a final there in Denver, 31-14. Byron absolutely rolling through that one. Mr. Cincyberg says, do you think Trey Penguins' little Koch will be more successful this cycle? They are yearly team trades who don't have their favorite team currently. Really great questions. Little Koch, I said this at the very beginning when we were watching that game. There's something about Little Koch and those Browns. He just clicks. They just click with him. Like I feel like if we were forced Little Koch to stay as a team, he should pick the Browns. And he just clicks there. I don't know what it is about it. If it's his imports, if it's just like he likes the jersey, I don't know what it is, but he clicks there. And I think he's going to be really good this season. Now, you didn't ask for the season, you asked for the cycle. My heart wants to say Trey because I think in the past I would say that Trey had been the most consistent player out of these three. But the history before that would say Penguins. And I think history during that, as Penguins sort of faded and Trey last Madden just sort of, his heart was out of it. He totally checked out. I never thought Trey would check out. He checked out. You could see that happen again. I think when guys don't have their favorite teams, they don't win, like all of us. They just check out. And it sucks. It's part of humanity. I wish we could all mature past that, but it just isn't how it works most of the time. And so I think little Koch stays engaged with these Browns. And I do think we'll play the best the entire cycle. Trey and Penguins would give him a run for his money. For me, it is the engagement. I think we've already seen some preseason FPR issues and like bad attitudes in some of these owners during the preseason. I'm not going to name names here, but like I'm already seeing some things that go, we're not even to the regular season yet. Like, what are we doing? I think little Koch is just like mellow yellow. He just hangs in there and he does his very best to stay consistent. And I think he's going to be a ton of fun. We got one last game going on still. Let me check. I'm going to see if there's any new games that have kicked off. That doesn't seem to be, at least not in the stream. So we've got one last game still going on as the Patriots have a 14-7 lead. But man, Genty breaking off a big run there. Genty's going to be a problem, y'all. You better take note. I meant to grab him in my fantasy football, and it's just now hitting me that I didn't. And I don't know why I didn't, because when I was going through the teams a little earlier, I was like, oh yeah, Genty, Raiders, he's going to be really good. I think he's going to be the rookie of the year this year. And stupid me didn't pick him, so that's on me. It's already too late. I already submitted it. So, all right, here's the one round table question that sorry, was about the OMFL Bowl. I've already given my pick in for this season, and then it was down to our last subject of the 1 minute rant as we continue to watch our last game here of the Patriots and the Ravens. And I think the 1 minute rant is just going to be me talking about the overall vibes. I found myself and I find like I'm human like everybody. This happens from time to time. In my advanced age at 45, I finally have learned some lessons to step back. I still don't do that exceptionally well, but I think I more quickly catch myself, right? More quickly catch my attitude or my tone. But I found myself a little frustrated today. And it was the second or third message I got about the rules, about where's this and where's that. And it's just like, man, I've literally been saying this since like July. So we're going on 2.5 months here soon when I had made those changes to the FPR, put them out there for feedback, told people to test them, talked about them on shows, posted them in chat, drew people's attention to them, and it still got missed. And I found myself getting frustrated because when I tagged sort of the you feel not heard, even when you feel like you've over communicated something, you tie that in together with the energy behind Madden 26, which I think is coming off of the energy of college football 26. It's like, y'all, this is supposed to be fun. This is supposed to be an enjoyable hobby. And it feels like for some of us, we've lost the desire or the ability to enjoy video games. And all we do is poke at the flaws. And often, for all of us, myself included, the flaws are tied to losing. The reason I lost, my ability to not win, losing seasons, whatever, not winning a championship, which means literally 31 of us should be angry every single season because there's only one guy that can win the championship. So I think I just found myself having a brief moment of like, golly, man, this is the moments where I feel like I put in so much work here. I put in so much effort. I create so much content. When I'm sick, right, I'm creating content. I'm making It's just, I don't know. There are moments where it's like, man, do people forget that we're supposed to enjoy this? So that would be my rant of like, find a way to get back to enjoy this, or I don't want anybody to leave. I don't. I love our people here, man. I feel like we have a really good, strong camaraderie and family and vibe, and also fully acknowledging that as much as I try and create those spaces, this isn't a family and we don't really know each other. And very few of us have got a chance to meet or really get to divulge and learn about each other's like families and like who we are as people. And so there will always be sort of this element, nice pass there from Lost. There'll always be this element of like, this is sort of just an internet hobby, and it's one of a billion things that many people do. And it's really only this important to me. And I understand that. And every time I think about like doing something else with my time and my energy, I'll get the random message of how important this place is to people. And again, if people go back and watch this, there's no judgment in any of this. I don't want Big Hurt. Big Hurt's such a vocal cheerleader for our community, and I love that about him. I'm not asking for anybody to cheerlead or pat me. I'm not asking for anything. Just making some statements that I wish the excitement were a bit more verbal in verbal is not the word I'm looking for. Communicated in sort of the chats and the content and the things that we do. Nice run there from Lost Sniper. As he continues to try to take a larger lead there, up by 4 already at home against the Raiders. And I'm going to keep trying to just do what I do. And that's what I hope everybody can find a place where this is fun. And I think that's just an overall, 1 minute rant, even though I'm 18 minutes into this thing, about grown folks in general. It's just gaming is supposed to be fun. Gaming is supposed to be about relationships and friendships and doing something we enjoy. And like a month ago, it was so much fun. The NHL chat had 8, 9, 10 people in it, and the shooters would have 4, 5, 6 people in it, and people were trying new games. And I seen 3 or 4 or 5 guys in the Madden chats hanging out late at night, and college football was kicking off, and we've sort of lost some of that with NHL moving to a new game, and college football seems to be a bit of a dud this year, and Madden sort of having a slow start, even though I feel like the game's really good. I don't know. It just feels like the vibes are not as high as I would hope. But I have hopes that we can get back to it and find that area and that space. And I keep pushing everybody here that like you've invested. A lot of you invested money into this place. All of you invest your time into this place. That's why I do what I do. But I invite you to come along this, jump in our chats, get to know people. And I know there are a lot of deep friendships here, but I encourage you to use our chats. They're connected with PlayStation and they're so easy to use. And it just feels good when you log in and you see like 30 people in different voice chats doing their thing, playing their games and doing their thing. So it's been a lot of fun. I'm going to check the chat real quick and then I'm going to get on out of here. Notre Dame, Miami, 1 minute left. Notre Dame with the ball down 3. Wow. Miami is Zoe, I think, right? That would be a major upset. Let me see if I can go pull that game up. Let's do that before we get out of here. It's probably going to be too late by now. I'm pretty sure I've already missed it. Streams. I go back and watch my streams and I see myself staring up here at my little monitor that is connected to my camera. Why don't I see this stream? I don't see that stream. Is it over already? I'm assuming I missed it. Anyway, to finish the thought, I always look stupid just sitting here staring at the camera, but it's because this is a monitor. Yeah, I think I already missed it. Who won? Miami won. Wow. Oh, I'm so stupid. I'm sorry, Cincy. I thought you were talking. I'm so dumb. I didn't put 2 and 2 together. Well, now that I look like a complete idiot, we were not talking about the deuce. We were talking about real life. I'm such a moron. It is what it is. All right. New England taking a 7-point, 17-10 lead there into, is that the second quarter? I think so. It's late in the second quarter. So it looks like Miami with a big time victory in real life. So congrats to them. Not congrats to Coach Zoe, who did not play a game here tonight. Just the moron Nate said that. Oh, nobody loves me, and I understand that, and I'm okay with that. I'm not here for love. I'm just here for friendship and relationships. So, all right. Thank you guys for hanging out. Sorry I'm sick. Sorry I'm solo. Guys are busy. They had other things going on, like work and family and other things that needed their time. And so, yeah, I think we got through it. Gave you my predictions. So I have to get the guys to give you their predictions. I have to play Maniac on Tuesday because tomorrow he is gone all day bringing his kids back to college and won't get back till too late. So we're going to aim for Tuesday. I'm going to go play some shooters with the fellas. And tomorrow I'll stream for Hall of Fame because I still haven't done that and I need to. It's just been a lot going on. So, guys, I love you. Take care of yourselves. Know that you matter. God bless you this week. Oh, he says he's working tonight. So Hurt said he had to work tonight due to a holiday. But I'm praying that this week God draws you closer to him in your relationship with him. Know that I'm always here for you. I love you. Appreciate you. Take care of yourselves, okay? Bye.
Yeah.
Smash that like and subscribe.